Hello everyone, my name is Kevin and today I'm going to quickly go over getting metadata timecode into the Sony FX30. The FX30 offers some powerful features for integrating seamlessly with multiple camera setups, and today we're going to talk about one of those features. Timecode is very important when you are working with other people on set or at an event, or even when you are a one-man band. It can make your post-production workflow easier and faster, saving you time and money. The FX30 is one of the cheaper cameras out there to take advantage of the SMPTE LTC timecode protocol, and it allows timecode to be directly written into the video file's metadata, which can then be read by most professional video editing software nowadays like Premiere, Final Cut, and DaVinci Resolve. You will want to make sure that your FX30 is on the latest firmware, as Sony added the ability to input timecode through the multi-port with a firmware update after the camera was already released. We'll have a link for the FX30 firmware page in the description below. I am on firmware 5.00 as of recording this video for reference, but there might be a newer firmware available when you're watching this. You'll then want to go into the menu to TC/UB, go to timecode run and set that to free run. Rec run only runs the timecode when recording and isn't as useful for this situation. Then in order to see your timecode on your screen, you'll go to setup, display option, TC/UB display setting, and set it to TC to show the timecode on your screen while recording. You can set the timecode yourself in the menu, but that tends to lose sync due to clock drift fairly quickly, so it is much better to have an external dedicated timecode device do the clock for you. I personally use the Tentacle Sync Track E or the Deity TC1 depending on the project. You'll then need an additional cable in order to bring timecode into the multi-port on the side of the camera. I have cables made by Sony, Deity, and Tentacle Sync. You can find one that works best for you based on your camera rigging setup. I personally prefer the cable from Tentacle Sync due to its overall simplicity. So then you'll plug the timecode cable into the multi-port on the side of your camera, and then you will sync your timecode device of choice either to the time of day or a preset time, depending on your project, and make sure that you have as many sync devices as you have cameras and audio recorders. For a quick example at the end, I'm going to show sync on the FX30, my FX6, and a Zoom F8N Pro audio recorder. One thing to note is that your camera's frame rate generally needs to be set to the same frame rate as the timecode generator, otherwise it will not recognize the signal coming in. Another option for timecode is running the signal straight into the audio port. This can work for projects with mismatching frame rates, or if you are working with other cameras that do not have the ability to input metadata timecode into the file, and you want everything to match for post-processing. You do then lose your in-camera audio though. I'm going to do a quick sync example that's analogous to what I would use for, say, a corporate interview. Two cameras, a Sony FX30 and a Sony FX6, and an audio recorder, my Zoom F8N Pro. I have my cameras and audio recorder rigged up with timecode, one dedicated generator each. Then I go into the Deity Sidus audio app and sync all of my timecode generators to time of day. Then we wait for sync to be successful and we check our sync on each device. Looks like we are good to go, and away we go for our interview. Hopefully this is helpful. Let us know if you have any questions down in the comments, and leave a like if this sort of quick tutorial is helpful for you. Thanks for watching.